What's up, everyone? My name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am building a tiny home and I'm building it in the world of Newcrest. It has been a while since I've built anything in Newcrest. As some of you guys may know, I have been working on filling up Newcrest for a while now, and I don't know, it's been a while since I've actually built anything in Newcrest. However, this build is not part of my plan for Newcrest. I just felt like building on this lot because I thought that this lot would be really cute for a quirky little tiny home like this. But yeah, this is not part of me filling up Newcrest. This is just me wanting to use this specific lot. So yeah, I decided to build this little house here because I thought it was cute. I just wanted to build a weird little tiny home in the middle of a very quote-unquote generic suburban area. I thought that would be a really fun idea, that this is one of those homes that would definitely stand out in the neighborhood because it's just a little bit different and a little bit weird, but still really fun and cute. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. And so yeah, I'm building this tiny home. I actually used the tiny home residential lot type, which I barely ever do that because, however, I don't know, the tile restriction is really fun, but sometimes I just can't be bothered. Like sometimes I just don't want to have to look at the tile count and just build a tiny home how I want to build a tiny home. But for this one, I thought it would be really suitable and really just very fitting to actually use the tile count. So that's what I did, and it turned out to be exactly 64 tiles. At first, I was thinking maybe I want to do a micro home, but that was just a little bit too small. So I decided to go for the tier 2 tiny home. And yeah, it turned out to be exactly 64 tiles, balcony included, of course. So the actual inside of the house is smaller than 64 tiles. But yeah, it worked out very nicely. The house has 2 bedrooms, one master bedroom and one very small extra bedroom that I don't know, I really like it. At first I wanted to make this house into a 1-bedroom house. I just didn't want to close off any bedrooms. I just wanted to place or use the whole 2nd floor as a bedroom is what I tried to do, but then I realized, you know what, no, I'm gonna squeeze in an extra little bedroom so that you can have a kid here in the house if you wanted to. So this house sleeps up to 3 Sims because the master bedroom does have a double bed that's accessible from both sides. So you should be all fine there. It's very cramped though for 3 Sims. There is also only a dining table with 2 chairs downstairs. So yeah, but other than that, you should be just fine. And the house obviously only has 1 bathroom as well. The bathroom only has a shower and a toilet, so no sink because I couldn't fit a sink in there. But there is a sink right next to the bathroom in the kitchen, so your Sims should be just fine there. It's just your typical tiny home when it comes to the bathroom situation. But yeah, I really like the whole vibe of this house. You can see that I used the eco lifestyle wallpapers, and I was really just, I don't know, from the get-go, I knew that I wanted to build a tiny home with this orangey wooden wallpaper from Eco Lifestyle. I was just really inspired by that for some reason, and I wanted to use it, so I don't know, that's what I did. The house is definitely kind of inspired by the whole Eco Lifestyle vibe, the whole building style that comes with Evergreen Harbor and stuff. At first, I wanted to build this little house in Evergreen Harbor. Like I had already started building it on this lot, but then I was like, you know what? No, I think I want to move it to Evergreen Harbor. So I tried that, but I didn't really like it. So I came back here because, well, I don't know, like I explained in the beginning of the video, I just wanted this weird little tiny home to be in the middle of a very quote-unquote normal, everyday, day-to-day suburban neighborhood or something. I don't know if that makes sense. It probably, I don't know. You probably know what I mean. I can't speak for some reason today. My thoughts are going so fast, and they're not making any sense. So I don't know. If I am not making any sense, then that is probably why. But anyway, I was having a lot of fun with the landscaping for this house. I used a lot of plants. However, the landscaping is pretty manicured, if that makes sense. in a way. I mean, it's also very lush and green and just there's plants and bushes everywhere. But at the same time, it looks pretty neat and manicured, because I was thinking that the sim that lives here, I was thinking of two sims. I was thinking of a single parent, could be a mom or a dad, and their teenage kid. So it could be a boy or a girl, doesn't really matter. I didn't really think about the genders for this one. But yeah, I was just thinking that the single parent could be very much into crafting, and that means like all sorts of crafting. I placed down a woodworking table outside, I placed down a knitting basket, I think in the bedroom. Then I also placed down the flower arranging table outside, and there is a couple of planter boxes. There is those bug cages. I don't know, that doesn't really have anything to do with crafting, I know, but for some reason I just feel like the parent in this house is very much into crafting, like all sorts of crafts, and also into being eco-friendly, growing their own crops, fruits, things like that, taking care of bugs, maybe even eating bugs. I don't know. They're probably very much into those kinds of things. And then naturally, their kid is kind of the same way. Their teenage child is kind of the same way. I mean, it doesn't always go like that, but for this family, I was thinking that the parent and the teen are very close, and they're definitely into the same kind of things, the same kind of aesthetic, the same kind of lifestyle. So yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. So yeah, I was very much gravitating towards using a lot of nifty knitting items in this house as well, due to the crafting, obviously. So I used this little end table as a what do you call it, like entertainment unit, or just a little table for the TV. And I placed down a couple of extra shelving units above the windows as well. I tried to be a little bit creative with storage space for this house because, well, it is a tiny home, so you're gonna have a little bit of difficulties finding enough storage space, even though your Sims don't really need that, but I just enjoy thinking about those sorts of things. So yeah, you can see that I placed like little cabinets and stuff tucked away under the little desk area that I will be creating later on, but I was just trying to be a little bit creative like that. You can see that I placed the dining table right here. However, it was causing some routing issues, so I had to kind of move the table over one tile so that the chairs can be across from each other rather than next to each other like I have them right now, because that one bar stool is kind of blocking off the entryway to the kitchen, which I already thought that would happen, but I wanted to try it anyway because I liked it like this. My Sim didn't have an issue sitting on the chair, but they did have an issue getting into the kitchen and out of the kitchen. Well, not even into the kitchen even. My Sim had no issue walking into the kitchen, but then she had an issue getting out of there. So yeah, I had to move around the table and the bar stools a little bit. But yeah, if you stick around for the screenshots, you can see it there. But it's not that big of a difference. I also almost forgot to place an indoor trash can. But yeah, I remembered before taking the screenshots. So yeah, I quickly placed one down. You can't see me do that in the actual speed build, but if you want to stick around once again for the screenshot, you'll see that I did place an indoor trash can. Also an outdoor one, so you were gonna be fine either way, but still, I just quickly wanted to mention that. But yeah. I was having tons of fun with the clutter in this house as well because, well, it is a tiny home, so I figured it was going to be a little bit messy because of the whole storage space issue that I was talking about before. So yeah, I was just kind of thinking that the people that live here, they're not very neat. Like I don't know, they tend to leave stuff lying around, and I mean, they're clean people, but there's just little knickknacks everywhere. Also, because they're so much into crafting and stuff, I feel like that has something to do with it as well. But this is that little makeshift desk area that I was talking about before. I love how this turned out. I just sized up a shelf basically and made it into a little desk, and it's all functional. I play tested everything. Your Sim is able to sit down on the bar stool and able to use the laptop as well. So yeah, there shouldn't be any issues there, as long as you turn on bb.move objects before placing down the build. But that goes for basically, well, not basically, that goes for all of my builds that I do, because I make use of that cheat a whole bunch. if you hadn't noticed. But yeah, anyway, I just cluttered up the little desk or the little shelf with a whole bunch of knickknacks, just a couple of books as well, and just some crafted items that I figured either the teen or the parent crafted, because like I mentioned, both of them are probably very much into crafting as well. However, I didn't really have, in the teen's bedroom, I didn't really have enough space to, I don't know, give them a personality through their stuff, through their items, because the bedroom is so small. Like I could barely fit a bed and a dresser in there, so that's pretty much all I had room for. So yeah, there's not much going on in there, but there is a whole lot going on here downstairs with all the clutter and all the little items and the little knickknacks. And I loved placing this mirror against the wall and slightly against the window as well, because you can tell that they wanted this mirror because they think that it is so pretty, and they probably painted it and stuff. They got it probably from like a vintage store or something, and they painted it, and they just really wanted this mirror in their home. Even though they didn't really have the space for it, they just made it work. So they just placed it against the wall and slightly against the window, because that was the only place it was going to be, it was going to fit. And I don't know, I really liked that little detail. I really liked thinking about how they probably went to a store and saw a mirror that they were like, this is not going to fit into our home, but we really want it, so they got it anyway. I don't know, that's just the kind of storytelling or the kind of things that I have going on in my mind whenever I think about a family. And I was actually really happy that for this house that was happening a little bit, because I've talked about this before in a couple of my previous builds, but I have been struggling trying to come up with personalities and families. I don't know. It's just been a little bit difficult for me. My brain is probably just a little bit tired or a little bit burnt out. I don't know. No, I don't have a burnout or anything, but I mean, just maybe I should take a break from that. Maybe that's what my brain is telling me. So yeah, lately I've just been building without really having any storylines or personalities in mind. So for this one, I was really happy that while building this thing, a couple of personalities just came to mind, and so yeah, that made furnishing the house a lot of fun. But here you can see there is a tiny little landing area where you come up the ladder, and there is actually a functional bookcase there. It's the only functional bookcase in the house because downstairs I didn't have the space for it. But yeah, luckily on the landing area there is a bookcase that your Sims can reach, and yeah, just grab a book out of to read and work on their skills or something. And yeah, this is the little master bedroom, which I really like. I really like the dresser and the little nightstand next to the table or next to the bed that don't match at all. I don't know. I don't know. I just really like the vibe of it. So it's what I went with, and I chose the bed from Snowy Escape. I have been overusing that one a little bit, but I just think that it is so beautiful. I think that the bedding and the soft colors and the pattern and just, it's so delicate and so pretty, and I love it. So I decided to use it for this one, and I chose a matching wallpaper color as well, which I think is really nice. So yeah, that's what I went ahead and did. I was having some routing issues in here as well because I moved the nightstand and the dresser slightly forward because they were clipping through the curtains. But that was blocking off. When I did that, the little nightstand and the dresser, they were blocking off the tile that your sim needs to actually get into the bed. So I had to move that backwards again, which it doesn't make too much of a difference. If you download the house and place it in your game, you probably won't even notice it, but it's all functional now. That's the most important thing. But here you can see that this is the bedroom for the teenager. It's very, very small. It's usually the size that I chose that I go for bathrooms. Wow, my brain was completely frozen right there for a second. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the bedroom is really, really small. I did place a bookcase in here as well to just fill up the space a little bit. And I tried to make like a little bed / bookcase unit, which I think always looks really nice, but it makes it so that the bookcase is not accessible at all. But that's no problem because, as I said before, and as you saw before, there is a functional bookcase in the landing area, so that should not be a problem, really. But yeah, you can see that I kind of cluttered up this little bedroom with a tiny little dresser and just some clothing racks hanging from the wall. And I cluttered up the dresser with some knickknacks, and I hung up some fairy lights, and that's already it for the teens' bedroom because it's so small. But yeah, then I moved on to the little balcony area, which is also a little crafting area or little skill building area, because I placed an easel up here, which I think makes perfect sense. And then it's also an extra seating area because I placed out a little couch in here as well because, well, the inside of the house is very, very small. So whenever the weather is nice, your Sims can just sit out here on the balcony in the sun and enjoy the weather. I was thinking that the parent, or both the teen and the parent, they also like taking care of plants, so I placed a whole heap of plants. Even though they're decorative, your Sims can't actually use those plants in the game. But I just think that those plants from Snowy Escape are so pretty, and they definitely look like something a plant lover would have, like all those different pots, all those different little plants kind of crammed together. I don't know, just a little collection of plants. I feel like that is definitely something a plant lover would have. So I decided to go with that. And then outside here on the little terrace, there is an extra dining space or dining table with 4 chairs. So your Sims can actually dine together if you have 3 Sims living in this house. And they can also have a guest over, which is always nice. And I gave them a tiny little grill as well. I just thought that that would make sense for this family, and I thought it looked cute as well. And yeah, here is the outdoor bin that I was talking about. I did not forget that one, so I was really proud of myself. And I also placed a little bike because I thought that that would suit the house and the whole eco theme that I have going on. I don't know, I just thought it suited the family. And here I moved on to the rest of the backyard. I just placed down a couple of extra outdoor skill building items. Oh yeah, and also a swing set, which I thought was really cute. It definitely looks very crafted and handmade. So they probably made that themselves, and I don't know, I just thought it would make sense for this house, and I thought it looked really nice. But yeah, that is basically already going to be it for this house. So if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!